a gloomy day in April. I had just finished my mac and cheese at the family room table. It was evening time. As I heard my dad walking over to me with that disappointed look he always has, with another disappointing report card in his hand. He took a deep breath in and asked me in the most serious way possible, "Jas, after high school, are you going to drive cab or are you going to drive a truck?" From that point on, I knew I needed to do something big in my life. And that's why we got to where we are today. So thank you, Dad. I moved here when I was 5 with my family, and we moved right into this beautiful riding of Calgary Forest Lawn. Growing up, I went through many hardships with my family. We've seen poverty. I stood in line in this riding with my family for low-income bus passes. But this country gave us that Canadian dream. It gave us the opportunity to be successful. My stomach says otherwise, but I played a lot of organized sports in this riding. And it taught me many lessons. It taught me how to stay in my role and be a team player. And later on in politics and in small business, I learned that's one of the most important parts is knowing your role and being a good team member. And I thank all the many people that taught me so many lessons growing up, especially our seniors who I was very fortunate to, and I'm still fortunate to be able to serve almost every single day. So growing up here, going through those hardships, it always wanted me make me give back. I wanted others to have less hardships than we had. And so growing up, I was always involved in many different advocacies and different initiatives that would help give back to our communities, whether it was volunteering or whether it was giving my time or being involved with the youth. Because most of the time it was our youth, our at-risk youth that was in trouble. I was considered an at-risk youth when I moved here. Both my parents were very hardworking. They did two jobs at a time. And we understood that they were busy trying to make a future for us. And at the same time, we had to make sure that we were contributing in the house. After my dad had asked me that very important question that set my future in grade 12, I had asked him, "What do you think I should do?" He looked at me, he looked down, he looked at me again and said, "Why don't you do accounting? It'd be nice to have an accountant in this house." And so he set my pathway to becoming an accountant, which I probably only did for 2 months after I graduated. But I was very fortunate enough through our advocacy work with at-risk youth that I met some really wonderful people and we started a home building company. Through that home building company, I was able to help donate and give back through different charities such as the Peter Lougheed Center and through the Calgary Health Trust. We would raise funds for different initiatives like the new NICU ward that was opened up at the Peter Lougheed and the new babies and moms ward. So it was a sense of pride that our collective community was able to get together and they were able to give back to wherever we grew up.